Sanctions denied. Let's get the show started, baby. Let me give everybody what they've been waiting for, all right? Who's Miss T. Taylor, man? Thank you so much for being bright and early, punctual, and on time. All at the same damn time. Ms. Goodson, good to see you. Good to see B-Dub. I've seen B-Dub before. Pretty new, but not so new. Tatiana Harris, good to see you, family. You already know, I know who the family is. Andre Mills, welcome. Slay Queen in the building. Chit Chat, what's good, Chit Chat? Listen, Chit Chat, if you want to come up here in a little bit, you're more than welcome to. Chit Chat is one of my favorite co-hosts. Jerica James in the building. What's good, Jerica? Sephora has entered the chat. What's going on? Ketley LaChance. Good to, I ain't see you in a minute, Ketley. Good to see you. Angel Hart in the building. What's good, sis? Let's see. Daniela Space is in the building. Latoya Nugent Davis. What's going on, family? Soul Makeover. Lilia Clark. Listen, if I ain't get to y'all, I'll get to y'all in a minute. We are all here for the court update on the Pettys versus Jennifer Huff, or Jennifer Huff versus the Pettys, all right? So I know many of you have been following this case for a very long time. It's been about 2 years of the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? We've been going back and forth with this case. The Pettys have been postponing and prolonging this case, trying to stretch it out, thinking they're going to run Jennifer's pockets with these legal fees. But they got her fucked up, all the way fucked up. And I'm going to explain why. See, these are the shows that are fun, man. When you get to tell the naysayers and the fucking garb blogs, I fucking told you so, fool. These are them good kind of shows. When you get to clap back with evidence. Ain't no shit talking, gotta be involved. This is all evidence and factuals. You know, like, this is what the judge is saying. You can't make this shit up. Stop playing with the kid. You guys are fake journalists, fake YouTube lawyers, and I've been telling y'all that. Y'all been on here longer than me. Y'all still can't get y'all facts straight. Y'all still can't read proper court documents. Y'all still can't tell your audience the truth. Why do y'all keep lying to these barbs? Why don't y'all just tell them the truth? Tell them the truth. Nicki and Kenneth Petty is looking real bad in this case at the moment.
Flawless victory. Finish her.
Oh yeah, they looking real bad. You know I'm gonna speak the truth, Jericho, but you still have these barb blogs telling these barbs that Tyrone is losing the case, and that's why they sanctions were denied. Get the fuck out of here. Yo, where the fuck y'all get this information from? Show me where it says that Tyrone is losing this case. Show me where on any of the court documents from 2 years. From 2 years back, fast forward to now, show me where it says Tyrone is losing this case. Show me where the judge pointed that out and said, listen, Tyrone, you about to lose this case. What up, Slay Queen? You already know I've been on this from day one, baby. From day dots, period. You dig? That makes no fucking sense. And I'm not even a lawyer, says Daniela Space. Exactly. Oh, shit, Jericho said I had a dog walk, Burstein's lapdog. We all know who that is. Tyrone ain't no ogre. Thank you, Tatiana. Tyrone ain't no damn ogre. Jennifer ain't lie on Jennifer and Kenneth Petty. I mean, on Nicki and Kenneth Petty. She ain't fucking lie. And if I'm lying, then sue me. Because she ain't lie. She got all the proof in the world. Oh, yeah, I've seen it with my own eyes. I've seen the shit. And I listen. It ain't no alleged. Kenneth Petty has admitted to raping Jennifer, to being guilty or attempted to rape Jennifer. whatever the fuck it is he agreed or admitted to, it's guilt. Whether you attempt it. Now, listen, in my eyes, in my opinion, and according to Jennifer and the evidence that's been provided and shown, he raped Jennifer. But allegedly, according to Kenneth, he agreed or he admitted to attempting to rape Jennifer. Original charge was rape. He pled to attempted rape to get a lesser charge. There's a rape kit. Thank you, Tatiana. There is a rape kit with DNA evidence. And this was all part of the case in 1995, when Kenneth was convicted. There is evidence. I seen the evidence.
Get over here! Fatality. Flawless victory. Finish her!
I've seen the evidence with my own eyes. All right? Now, we're not going to see the evidence right now, but in due time, we shall see the evidence collectively. All right?
Fatality.
But we've seen enough evidence here on the Hot Shot Radio Show. We've showed you guys evidence time and time again, over and over. We've debunked, we've acted these false claims from the naysayers and, Nicki and Kenneth people and all that other stuff. All right? We've proven them to be wrong time and time again. Time and time again, they find a way to create and concoct a cocktail of lies when it comes to Jennifer Huff. They want Jennifer Huff to be a liar so bad so that their YouTube channels can grow and get fame, clicks, views, monetizations, followers, the fan base of the barbs. Like, these people are sick and pathetic. You out here really attacking a rape victim because you want your channel to grow. Because at this point, it should be crystal clear as day, more than obvious, that Jennifer is a rape victim. And that's right, Danielle, and I'm going to stay on their ass, because ain't nobody on YouTube, in real life, or anywhere, going to silence my ass. Not Nicki, not these garbage-ass bloggers, not nobody going to silence. You can do whatever. You ain't silencing me. I'm going to keep talking. You try to put fear in Nosy Ho and sue her because she called you a cokehead, which is what everybody been calling you, including celebrities. Feel me? People been calling you a fucking cokehead. Remy Ma called you a fucking cokehead. I might leak the footage of you sniffing them ski slopes, baby.
Fatality.
Feel me? What's her name? Azalea Banks. Always calling you a crackhead and a pill-popping animal. Let's fucking talk about it, though. I might leak the footage, so there gotta be some kind of footage. See, what happens is that in the celebrity world, it's kind of like, what happens in Hollywood stays in Hollywood, right? So it's like, in the celebrity world, what happens in the celebrity world stays there. So if you do got pictures and you leak them shits, it's kind of like they consider you a snitch. Like, damn, we can't bring this motherfucker to no party. They always taking pictures and videos and then posting them shits. Man, keep this motherfucker out of our business, right? So the footages must be out there. It's just a matter of who gonna leak it. It ain't. So she's suing Nosy Ho. For supposedly calling her a cokehead. But see, that's a whole lie. She's suing Nosy Ho because people like Nosy Ho and myself had Jennifer's back.
Fatality.
And she's suing Nosy Ho in hopes of silencing Nosy Ho Live. But see, you could sue me if you want to, but you're not going to silence me. And I doubt that you'll win the case. Highly doubt it. This is the same person that can't sue Jennifer Huff for accusing her and her husband of harassing and bribing her. Yep, harassing and bribing her through third-party people. Third-party intermediaries. That's the intermediary. This dude, Black, and all these other dudes have reached out to Jennifer and her family in hopes of getting her to recant her story. So, fast forward to now. We had all these bar blogs threatening Jennifer. Oh, yeah, Jennifer, you are going to get sanctioned. You are going to get sanctioned. You and Tyrone, your lawyer, are going to get sanctioned. You guys will owe Nicki Minaj a whole lot of money, thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars. Y'all going to have to pay the legal fees because you're going to lose these sanctions. Now, I don't know if you guys, we are standing with Jennifer to the end. What's up, Melissa Barnes, sis? I ain't see you in a little minute. Jay Stoltz in the building. What's good, my brother? Yeah, we are going to rock out with Jennifer till the wheels fall off, to the very end. Plus some. Tunisha Hyman in the building. What's going on, baby? Listen, we gonna rock out and ain't nobody silencing us. We made this shit. Us and the mermaids and the sharks and Nosy. We all made this shit get recognition and go viral. So we made it this far. We ain't gonna let nobody stop us now. Oh, we far in the game. Yeah, we far in the game. The judge has advised the Pettys to settle. The judge has advised the Pettys to make a settlement with Jennifer Huff before all this shit becomes public and the evidence gets exposed.
Flawless victory.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. The judge. Yup. See, that's what happens when these people don't know what the fuck they talking about. The judge has ordered or suggested, rather, for Kenneth Petty to make a settlement with Jennifer Huff. Now remember, just like the judge told Tasha, exactly. What up, Jessica P? Good to see you. Just like the judge told Tasha K. So remember, these sanctions were going out against Jennifer because Nicki was talking about, oh, Jennifer made a frivolous lawsuit against her. A frivolous lawsuit. It was fake. And remember, Nicki wanted Jennifer to drop the lawsuit against her. And the deal was she would drop whatever sanctions she was trying to put. Now, the only reason why the lawsuit was dropped against Nicki Minaj, and the judge knows this, this is another thing I keep trying to tell all these gar blogs and all these fake journalists that keep, spinning false narratives. The only reason she dropped it against Nicki is because of jurisdiction issues. You know what I'm saying? It was not because Jennifer lied on Nicki at all. It was because Nicki had a house, and the reason why Nicki was sued in New York is because Nicki had a real estate property under her name, which was really her mother's property. So Nicki got this house under her name but gave it to the mother, right? So the judge is like, Nicki proved that she hasn't been living in New York for the past 10 years, of course, because she has the property under her mother now. Like her mother's the owner of the property or whatever the case may be. But I guess Nicki's name was on it still. So that's why they sued her in New York. But because supposedly, allegedly, she hasn't been living in New York for the past 10 years, they couldn't sue her in New York because of jurisdiction issues. And I believe it was too late to sue her in Cali. But not because Jennifer lied or it was a frivolous lawsuit or it was a meritless lawsuit. Get the fuck out of here. What up, Summer Vibes? Get the fuck out of here. You feel me? Like if that was the case, the judge would have accepted Nicki Minaj's sanctions for Jennifer Huff and her lawyer. Now, the sanctions was supposedly because Jennifer was filing this fake lawsuit. It appears that the judge says denied, Nicki, denied, Kenneth. You will not be receiving any sanctions from Jennifer Huff. Because Jennifer Huff seems to have a legitimate case. You feel me? You dig? You follow? These guard blogs don't want to follow. They know what it is, but they acting like they stupid right now. Like, oh no, no. Garbs, please have faith. We're gonna win. Yo, Tyrone is losing this case already. Get the where you see that at? As a matter of fact, I don't like talking shit. I like to present the fucking evidence. So we're gonna go ahead and read. I'm gonna go ahead and read to you guys the court documents that were just in the past couple of days. Judge don't want to hear. Latoya says denied. Judge don't want to hear those lying petties. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Now I see when this update came out. I posted about it. I see nobody was posting. Like none of the major media platforms was posting it. Nobody on YouTube. Nobody on Twitter. Nobody. Like I'm like, yo, what the fuck, man? If this shit was the other way around, that Jennifer would have lost these sanctions, you would have seen everybody going haywire, celebrating, posting. But nobody was posting about this shit. So guess what? I posted. What up, nigga? Yeah. yeah. I posted. Right? I'm like, all right. Hopefully, my peoples, you guys, my supporters started tagging all these big new media news outlets and all that shit platforms and was like, yo, why don't y'all report on this? Why don't y'all report on this? So I believe word got to them and they started reporting on this. So they finally started reporting on it. Now there's a whole bunch of articles on this shit. We got the neighborhood talk. We got the Jasmine brand. We got all new hip hop. We got Yahoo News. We got all these people talking about these sanctions now. Now they talking about it. Now, did I do that?
Flawless victory.
Did we do that? Steve Urkel voice. All right, so let's go ahead and see. Let's get right into it because we ain't got much time. I got probably like another hour before I have to run out of here. So I'm gonna try to read these documents within the next hour. Yeah, you right, Jay. I'm shady room, raggedy ass shady room, quiet as fuck. It's clear they on payroll. Oh yeah, they quiet. La says Nikki's an actual bomb. You drop her, she will blow up the whole place with her big ass. Oh shit. Latoya says exactly. It would have been everywhere if Jen would have lost. Exactly. Urban Alchemistic says, can't imagine how much stress this has caused Jennifer. People always say that you should talk about what happened in sexual assault situations, and this is what happens when you do. In Blackistan, hashtag hypocrisy. Angel Hart, thank you so much for the super chat. The $10 super chat says, look at God. Jennifer will come out victorious. Jasmine Brand is a barbs. Watch her. Oh yeah, I heard she's a barb, but nevertheless, I'm glad that she's posting the real. All right. So is the neighborhood talker bar, but they posting. Post the shit. Whether you a barb or not, post the real. Post what the fuck is going on in this court case the way I'm doing it. Not the way these fucking YouTube garb blogs, fake wannabe lawyers is doing it. They giving you half-ass truth. Half-ass truth. All right. This is the real. What up, Timeless? Let's see. Jasmine Brand posted. Really a garb? Yeah, I hear she a garb. But let's go ahead and get into these court documents, all right? Let me share this on the screen. Hold on a second. All right, let me know if y'all can see this. Let me know if y'all can see this. Hold on. Hold on a second. All right. Press one if you guys can see it. All right, cool. Miss T Taylor says we see it. Good, good, good. All right. Um, this just came in, y'all. So this is the update. It's a couple of pages. United States District Court, uh, Eastern District of New York. Jennifer Huff is the plaintiff. This is a memorandum and order against Onika Tanya Mirage, aka Nicki Minaj, and Kenneth Petty, aka Zoo. Yeah, Zoo, because he an animal. All right, he a zoo animal. So it still says it's Onika Tanya Mirage because originally the suit was against both Nicki and Kenneth, although she was dropped. Right? Let's not get confused. James R. Cho, United States Magistrate Judge. This is the judge. Introduction. Plaintiff Jennifer Huff. Plaintiff commenced this action against Onika Tanya Mirage, aka Nicki Minaj and Kenneth Petty, aka Zoo, Petty, and collectively defendants on August 13th, 2021. On September 2, 2021, plaintiff amended her complaint. In her FAC plaintiff alleges witness intimidation, negligent and intentional infliction of emotional distress, harassment, and assault and battery against defendants. Plaintiff seeks damages as well as attorney's fees and cost. At prayer for relief. So that means if Jennifer is not only seeking what she is owed in this lawsuit, Jennifer is also seeking attorney fees.
Fatality. Finish her.
Oh yeah, Jennifer's seeking them attorney fees, baby. Like, come on, man. Y'all harassed her. She got raped. She shouldn't have to pay her own attorney fees to fucking defend herself against you guys, man. Now pay up her fees. Yep, I said it, Nikki. Excuse me. Oh man, I need some more because this shit about to be a show. Now I don't know if I didn't even get to tell you guys. As a matter of fact, I could show you better than I could tell you. So, as y'all know, I'm gonna continue reading, but let me just show you this real quick because I forgot. This is funny. This is funny. But how the fuck I'm on Instagram the other day, right? I'm on Instagram, and I'm going through my shit. I'm going through my posts, my news feed, and all that. And next thing you know, somebody wrote something. Somebody wrote something on one of my things, or they tagged me to something. I forget exactly how it went down. And when I clicked on it, I accidentally clicked on the at Nicki that they used, right? They used like some at Nicki shit. And when I clicked on it, it said Nicki Minaj has blocked you. All right, I'm not gonna look for it right now because it might take a little bit, but y'all could go on my Twitter and my Instagram. I posted it. And it said Nicki Minaj blocked you. I said, oh shit. How the fuck she blocked me? How the fuck she even knew to block me when I don't even follow her and I don't even go on her page or comment anything on her page? What up, Black Beauty? Long time. Yeah, yo. Since she blocked me. Yo, listen, Nikki, I know you checking for me, Nikki. I know you looking at my shit, man. Listen, get off my social media.
Flawless victory. Fatality. Finish her.
Get off my social media, Nikki. How the fuck you know to block me? I haven't even commented on any of your posts. I don't even follow you. So how the fuck you know to block me, Nikki? Stop checking for me. So see what happens is she got nervous when she knew that her sanctions were denied. She got nervous. She said, fuck it, let me block Hot Shot because I know he got Jennifer back. He riding out for her. And he gonna be posting this shit left and right. So let me block his ass. Let me cause all this distraction online, right? Nikki is good for causing a distraction. Like she admitted that shit herself. She said on one of her comeback songs, fractions or whatever the fuck that shit was called, whack ass song she did with Wayne and Drake, talking about I'm gonna cause a distraction. Da 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 da. I don't even know how the fuck this shit went, but yeah. Let's continue reading these court documents that everybody keeps saying. Tyrone is losing. Anyway, currently pending before his court is a motion filed on behalf of Nicki Minaj and her counsel. So it was Nicki Minaj who filed these sanctions against Jennifer Huff and Tyrone Blackburn, her lawyer. On January 12, 2022, plaintiff filed a notice of voluntary dismissal against Mirage, which the court granted on January 19th, 2022. Mirage is no longer a defendant in this case. All right. So these are the facts. Although you will still see Nicki Minaj. I see a lot of people asking these questions online. Why does it still say against Nicki Minaj and Kenneth or whatever, or Huff versus Mirage? Because initially that was the suit. It was against both Nicki and Kenneth. So that's just how the courts put it. Mirage, Huff versus Mirage. All right. But she's no longer part of the suit. Jennifer requested for it to be dropped on the 12th due to jurisdiction issues and jurisdiction issues only. It says this court issues this decision as an order rather than a report and recommendation because Mirage's motion for sanctions is non-dispositive in nature. Non-dispositive in nature. Woo! This is not looking good for the Petties. It's not. The judge. All right, let's keep reading. Magistrate judge have the power to issue sanctions without referral from a district judge. Liberty Consulting Services Ltd. number 2. Okay, these are just a whole bunch of court numbers and jargons and stuff. Discussing monetary sanctions as non-dispositive and reviewing an issuance of sanctions for clear error. A magistrate judge to whom a district judge has referred pre-trial matters may Judd Burstein for sanctions against plaintiff's counsel Tyrone Blackburn, pursuant in the court's inherent power of law in support of a motion for sanctions. For the reasons set forth below, the court denies the motions for sanctions. The court denies, we're here, right here, the motion for sanctions, people. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been denied. Plain and simple. Like, hold on, we're not finished. Let me back up here a little bit. Hold on. We're not finished. Y'all thought I was finished? All right, let's keep reading. Background. The court recounts the events of this case that are relevant to the instant motion for sanctions. Blackburn has appeared as counsel for plaintiff from the beginning of this action. It was on September 13th, 2021. Mirage was served with the summons and complaint. October 11th, 2021, plaintiff requested a certificate of default judgment as to defendants Petty and Mirage. I don't know if y'all remember the default judgment because Nicki Minaj and Kenneth Petty decided to be too irresponsible, in my honest opinion, substance abuse individuals and failed to respond to this court summons on this case, right? On this lawsuit, for this lawsuit. So they failed to respond to the court summons for this lawsuit because they were at home doing God knows what. And then Jennifer decided to enter a default judgment, which means being that they didn't respond, they was ignoring, they was trying to, run from it pretty much, dodge a bullet. It didn't work. They tried. Remember when they tried lying and say the fucking process server didn't even serve them with the summons. They even lied about that shit. Remember when and they knew that they was lying, but every time you try to fight something or you try to put a motion for something in court, it's an extra process. Now it buys you more time. Like, okay, now we got to go back and forth with motions on the fact that you were served or not. You feel me? Now we got to go back and forth on showing proof if you were served or not. So they knew that this was going to buy them more time, and it came to the point where Jennifer was like, yo, fuck it. Whether you were served or not, I don't even care to prove that. Fuck the default judgment, because that was the whole point of proving whether they were served on time or not, or they was properly served or not, which they were, because the process server swore to the courts that he served Mr. Kenneth Petty, Mr. Kenneth Pedophile, and made eye contact with him. But since it was such a dilemma, Jennifer dropped the default judgment. Now, this is where things got a little sticky, because being that Jennifer dropped the default judgment, now they try to make it seem like Jennifer dropped it because she knew she had a frivolous lawsuit. And now that's when they wanted to put these fraudulent, these phony ass sanctions against Jennifer and her lawyer, because now they were saying, oh, you see, she dropped the default judgment. That's because she had a fraudulent lawsuit. No, she dropped it because she wanted to move forward with this fucking case already, because you guys keep postponing the shit, and you guys were hanging off the fact that you was fighting the process server, fighting the fact that he served you properly. But then these bar blogs wanted to say Jennifer's just stolen. She's not trying to move forward with the case. No bullshit. It's the other way around. Y'all niggas just fucking full of shit. All right, let's keep reading. Minaj was served with the summons and complaint on October 11, 2021. Plaintiff requested a certificate of default as to defendants Petty and Mirage. On October 14, 2021, Burstein filed a notice of appearance on behalf of Mirage. Burstein is Mirage's lawyer. Nicki Minaj's lawyer, right? So he finally entered a notice of appearance for her and answered the summons, right? Now, on October 18th, 2021, Stephen Gordon, which was Jennifer's other lawyer, filed an appearance as co-counsel on behalf of Jennifer, right? On October 19th, 2021, the clerk of court denied plaintiff's request for a certificate of default as to Mirage, since a notice of appearance had been filed by Burstein. Denial of request for a certificate of default dated October 19th, 2021. So they appeared, the default judgment got knocked off. Jennifer was like, you know what? Forget the default judgment. Let's get on with this case. Let's go to trial. Let's just do what we got to do. On October 19th, 2021, following the clerk's denial, plaintiff Jennifer Huff filed a motion for reconsideration, and Mirage filed a response in opposition that same day. On December 8th, 2021, the court held a hearing on plaintiff, which is Jennifer's motion for reconsideration of the clerk's denial of certificate for a default judgment against Nicki Minaj. Minute entry dated December 8th, 2021. At the hearing, the court entered a briefing scheduled on plaintiff's motion for default judgment against Nicki. On December 17th, 2021, plaintiff filed non-dispositive motions by issuing a memorandum and order, which is reviewable by the district judge for clear error. On January 31st, 2022, the court granted Gordon's motion to withdraw as counsel. So Gordon was Jennifer's other lawyer. He was withdrawn from the case. And this is just pretty much saying that the court granted the withdrawal from him for him from the case as counsel. Her motion for default judgment on December 31st. See order dated January 31st. Jennifer's motion for default judgment on December 31st, 2021. Mirage filed her opposition on January 12th, 2022. Plaintiff voluntarily dismissed the claims against Nicki Minaj without prejudice, meaning she could sue Nicki later without prejudice. Without prejudice means, she could probably bring this case up at a later time if she is within the statute of limitations. All right. Notice of voluntary dismissal. On January 20th, 2022, Mirage requested a briefing scheduled with respect to her anticipated motion for sanctions against Jennifer Huff and her counsel, Tyrone Blackburn. Mirage letter docket 50. Also in the letter, Mirage accused Jennifer Huff and her counsel of dismissing the claims against Nicki Minaj in an attempt to evade sanctions under Rule 11 of the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. In response, so pretty much Nicki Minaj was talking about that. The only reason Jennifer dropped the lawsuit against her was because she was trying to avoid these sanctions. You know what I'm saying? But that's not true. She dropped the case against Nicki because of jurisdiction issues, and the judge knows this, so he wasn't buying the bullshit, which is why he denied the sanctions. He wasn't buying the bullshit. The judge is not buying. Yo, listen, I told you guys, man, if the judge is smart enough, he's gonna see right through they bullshit. Exactly. They both slow. Latoya. So Lizzie Mack in the building. Thank you so much. Yes, hit the like, share, and subscribe button, man. Definitely, because you're gonna get all the updates here on the Hot Shot Radio, like you've been doing for the past couple of years. All right, so listen. Gordon responds to Nicki's sanctions or whatever, the co-counsel for Jennifer Huff, and he filed a letter accusing Burstein of interim litigation tactics. Pretty much like he's accusing Nicki's lawyer of using tactics to like try to get them sanctioned or whatever the case is. The letter was dated January 21st, 2022. Gordon noted that he had received 5 purported motions for sanctions by email from Burstein, pretty much like, Nicki's lawyer was blackmailing Jennifer's lawyer, like, yo, if you don't do this, if you don't drop the case, if you don't do this, I'm going to sanction you. You're going to have to pay me a lot of money. So in response, Burstein stated, which is Nicki's lawyer, that Gordon, Jennifer's other lawyer, had made multiple outrageous and demonstrably false accusations and renewed the request for a briefing schedule. Right? So he's pretty much talking shit about Jennifer's lawyers and shit like that. All right. Blackburn on 21st, Blackburn on January 21st, 2022, Blackburn counsel for Jennifer filed a separate letter stating that with respect to the briefing schedule, Burstein did not appear to be willing to sort through the scheduling conflicts collegially. All right. So he's pretty much telling the courts, like, yo, Nicki's lawyer's not even fucking cooperating to the scheduling that we have set forth. All right. He's not even trying to work through the scheduling and meet us halfway. Right. So Blackburn's letter went on to accuse Nicki Minaj's lawyer of deplorable behavior, having a sick obsession with Jennifer's other lawyer, Steve Gordon's wife, and scrummaging through YouTube for comments made by Gordon's wife. I don't know if you guys remember back when this case started, Jennifer's other counsel, Steve Gordon's wife, left a comment on, I think it was Vlad TV or some shit on YouTube. And I don't know how the fuck Nicki Minaj's lawyer saw that comment and knew it was Steve Gordon's wife who left that comment and reached out to Steve Gordon and started threatening him pretty much. Oh, you're telling your wife about the case and she's on YouTube leaving comments and this is not professional and this is not supposed to happen. Well, this is one of the reasons why Steve is no longer Jennifer's counsel, because he was also being messy, right? Let's not forget he was talking to some of the bar blogs and giving them certain information, allegedly, right? Well, there's proof of that too. So let's not forget, Jennifer also has a lawsuit against her other counsel, Steve Gordon. Turned out to betray Jennifer. This case has been a roller coaster ride. It's been a series of events. It's been bananas We have councils going against councils and spying on councils and lawyers blackmailing each other and spying. It's just crazy. It's fucking bananas. Right? So, yeah, it's just crazy, man. It's a big, huge mess. Thank you. Midnight 2020. Good to see you. Sending all great vibes and wonderful blessings. Much love, hot shot, and to all the mods. I stand with Jen. Hashtag justice for Jen. Hashtag surviving the petty. Hashtag justice overall. I agree. Bomb for that. All right. So let's continue reading. Gordon filed a letter in which characterized Burstein's request to file a motion for sanctions as an attempt to delay plaintiff's refiling. Now, see, I got to agree with Steve Gordon, Jennifer's other ex-lawyer, because he's no longer her lawyer. But when he was the lawyer at the time and he wrote this letter to the courts, I got to agree. The motions for sanctions from Nicki Minaj and her lawyer was an attempt to delay this case. Her claims against Nicki Minaj in another district located in California. In this letter, plaintiff Jennifer Huff requested leave to file a cross motion for sanctions against Nicki Minaj and her counsel for on May 19th, 2022, in light of plaintiff's voluntary dismissal of Minaj from this case. The Honorable Eric Vitaliano denied the motion for default judgment against Nicki Minaj as moot. Order finding as moot for defendant judgment dated on May 19, 2022. Page 3. Vexatiously multiplying and delaying proceedings and for frivolously seeking sanctions based on an improper purpose to harass and intimidate. 3 days later, on January 27th, Gordon filed a motion to withdraw as counsel. So Gordon says he was, withdrawing from the case because Nicki's lawyer was trying to intimidate him and delaying the proceedings and frivolously seeking sanctions against him. All right. So Nicki Minaj filed a letter informing the court that she was no longer seeking sanctions against Steve Gordon, Jennifer's other counsel. The letter was dated on January 28th, 2022, but on January 30th, 2022, Blackburn, which is Jennifer's primary counsel, filed a motion to withdraw his January 21st, 2022 letter, which the court granted. All right, the motion to withdraw and the order granting motion to withdraw, it was dated on May 19th, 2022. Also in the withdrawal motion, Blackburn asserts that the claims made in the docket concerning Mrs. Gordon, which is his co-counsel's wife, were requested to be included in the letter by Gordon. Blackburn further explains that he came to know that Burstein had discovered the YouTube video and comment made by Gordon's wife when Burstein received a random email to his law firm. The withdrawal motion accuses Burstein and Gordon of having private conversations in which Burstein promised not to pursue sanctions against Gordon if Jennifer Huff dropped the motion for default judgment against Nicki Minaj. So they didn't live up to their full promise or their full end of the deal. They were supposed to drop these motions once Jennifer dropped the default judgment. They dropped the motions for Steve, which he's no longer part of the case, but they didn't drop the motions for Blackburn, for Tyrone. All right. So this is pretty much just giving you a breakdown of what's been going on all the way up to now. It's a brief breakdown. All right. So we're going to get through this pretty quick. The fully briefed motion for sanctions was filed on April 11th for sanctions, and we might not read every single paper, just the important parts. Memorandum of law in opposition to Nicki Minaj and her counsel, Judd Burstein's motion for sanctions. All right. So on the 31st of January 2022, the court held a hearing on Gordon's motion to withdraw as counsel. Okay, so then he left, pretty much saying Gordon left. All right. So now Jennifer has one lawyer, and now she's fighting this case against Kenneth and his lawyer. The purpose of section to deter unnecessary delays. Okay, so a court may impose sanctions on any attorney who so multiplies the proceedings in any case unreasonably and vexatiously, right? So pretty much sanctions can be put on any attorney, any lawyer, any counsel if the court feels that that attorney or that, is delaying the court proceedings unreasonably or maliciously, or they just purposely, you know what I'm saying? Which is what Nicki and Kenneth have been doing all along. All right, let's talk about it. That's what they've been doing. The purpose of Section 1927 is to deter unnecessary delays in litigation. To rule in favor of the moving party under Section 1927, the movement must provide clear evidence that the offending party's claims were entirely without color and the claims were brought in bad faith, that is, motivated by improper purposes such as harassment or delay. Which is what Tyrone and Steve was saying that Nicki Minaj's lawyer was doing in the emails. He was harassing them. He was trying to delay this by, making a frivolous motion for this sanction. So a party's conduct is considered meritless or without color when it lacks any legal or factual basis, and conduct is colorable when it has some legal and factual support. Considered in light of the reasonable beliefs of the attorney whose conduct is at issue. Internal quotation marks and citation admitted. The bad faith standard of the second prong is interpreted restrictively by the Second Circuit and requires a clear showing of bad faith with a high degree of factual specificity. Specificity. Shit. Specificity, okay? In most cases, that word is a lot of tongue twister. Specificity may infer bad faith when a bad party undertakes frivolous actions and that are completely without merit. All right, so it's just pretty much explaining to you when a motion is denied, or how do you prove that the motion is meritless and is being filed vexatiously or falsely. Okay, so moving on to page 5, sanctions and inherit as power of sanctions, and they may be considered together. So district courts have the inherent power to police the conduct of attorneys as officers of the court and to sanction attorneys for conduct not inherent to client representation. Examples of conduct considered sanctionable under the court's inherent power are violations of court orders or other conduct which interferes with the court's power to manage its calendar and the courtroom. A court needs not make a finding of bad faith before sanctioning an attorney when the attorney violates a court order or engages in other misconduct that is not undertaken for the client's benefit. All right, let's continue. However, because of the potency of the court's inherent power, courts must take pains to exercise restraint and discretion when wielding it. All right, so you can't just file a sanction and feel like that shit's gonna fly and stick. Nah, baby. Default judgment against Nicki Minaj. Minaj seeks sanctions against Blackburn for filing a frivolous motion for default judgment. So this was the reason, like I was stating earlier, Minaj filed these motions this motion for sanctions against Jennifer's lawyer and Jennifer, right? Because it would have came out of Jennifer's lawsuit, whatever the case may be, because she said that Jennifer filed a fake default judgment. Now, the judgment was the $20 million amount for Nicki not responding on a timely manner to this lawsuit. And let's remember, of course, the $20 million is a very large amount. It's probably an unreasonable amount. It probably is a reasonable amount. But the fact of the matter is that when you don't respond to a judgment, summons, a court summons, a civil suit, you are by law eligible to file a default judgment. Default judgment can be an extreme amount of money because the person is not answering. Now, whatever the suit was originally can be doubled in the default judgment because this person didn't answer in a timely manner. Okay, so that was why the default judgment was issued. You know what I'm saying? Was filed against Nicki Minaj and Kenneth Petty. Now, they dropped the default judgment because Nicki kept going back and forth. Kenneth kept going back and forth on being served. And at that point, Jennifer was like, yo, fuck it. If you were served or not, let's just move on with the case. But not because it was frivolous, not because it was a fake case. So now, fast forward to now, the judge is seeing this shit. He's like, wait a minute. Nicki Minaj is seeking a judgment against Blackburn for filing a frivolous motion for default judgment. But the judgment was not frivolous. And the judge knows that. They had every right to file the default judgment. Now, on the grounds that the amended complaints theories of jurisdiction under CPLR 301 were facially deficient, and the amended complaint alleged that Mrs. Minaj is both a domiciliary and resident of California. All right? That's why the default judgment was dropped. That's part of the reason. All right? Thereby precluding a claim of jurisdiction under CPLR 301. Minaj further argues that the motion for default judgment was frivolous because Jennifer had no chance to prevail on the motion, whereas here, Minaj missed the deadline to respond to the amended complaint by 7 days. And she wanted to play tough guy. She wanted to play hardball, so she kept dodging this shit. As further evidence of bad faith, Minaj directs the court's attention to a list of actions undertaken by Jennifer Huff, including baseless claims made by Jennifer Huff against Nicki Minaj in the FAC as part of a media campaign. Plaintiffs, Jennifer's counsel failure to investigate truth of claims made in the FAC. So she's claiming that, Jennifer was trying to make a media campaign against her with a frivolous case, which is bullshit. We all know you lying, Nicki. Stop the fucking bullshit, Nicki. I'm telling you straight up. Stop the fucking lies. Oh, shit. We got a lot more to go. I want to get to the good part. All right. I want to get to the good part. We might not be able to read through it all, but I want to get to the really, really good parts. Thank you, Midnight. Thank you, everybody, for supporting. Jasmine Barnes in the building. Fans Music, good to see you. Yo, I'm seeing a lot of people. I see KB in the building. Yo, thank you, man. This has been a long time coming. It's been a long time coming. We've been at this for a really long time now, man. And I'm glad that you guys are still rocking by Jennifer's side and myself, and you guys are still supporting. What up, Ebony Goddess? Good to see you. Good to see you. I'm seeing a lot of people I ain't see. I am unique. Good to see you. I ain't seen in a little minute. Elisa in the building. Jan the artist in the building. Yeah. Letitia Johnson was popping. What's popping, Pink? Marsha Felix in the building. Yeah. All right, cool. So let me just finish read a little more. Jennifer's persistence in proceeding with litigation despite lack of personal jurisdiction at Minaj's motion for sanctions against Blackburn stems largely from Jennifer's decision to pursue a motion for default judgment that Nicki considered frivolous, fake, in other words, which is a lie. In support of Nicki's argument, Minaj states that Jennifer only filed claims against Nicki because she is wealthy and famous and has deep pockets. This was what Nicki said. The court finds Minaj's arguments in support of sanctions unavailing, baby. Under Section 1927, a claim that fails as a matter of law is not necessarily lacking any basis at all. All right. So it's pretty much saying no. No, Nikki, no. That doesn't mean Jennifer's claims are lacking basis or they're meritless or frivolous. That just means she's not suing you due to jurisdiction issues. That just means she's tired of arguing whether Kenneth was served or not served. And that just means she wants to move forward with going to trial. Miraj's pre-motion letter noted that Jennifer sought default judgment in connection with claims in the FAC that lacked merit. Motion for leave to file document in response. Jennifer states that it is the court that determines the outcome of the motion for default judgment, not Burstein. Ooh, go ahead, Jennifer. So Jennifer pretty much telling Burstein, you don't decide on the default judgment. It's the court. The court does not find plaintiff's decision to pursue a motion for default judgment against Nicki Minaj sanctionable. So the court does not find plaintiff's decision to pursue a motion for default judgment against Nicki Minaj sanctionable. Okay. So the fact that Jennifer decided to file a default judgment, the court does not find that a sanctionable reason or a reason to sanction Jennifer and her lawyer, and is notwithstanding Miraj's claims that the motion lacked merit. Woo!
Flawless victory. Finish her.
Woo! Yeah, baby. So the judge is not buying Nicki Minaj's bullshit. He says, no, Nicki, we are not withstanding belief because your motion does not have merit. All right. So the court allowed plaintiff to move forward, which is Jennifer, with the motion for default judgment and entered a briefing schedule in connection with plaintiff's motion. All right. Even assuming the court were to agree with Nicki Minaj, the plaintiff's claims in the FAC lacked merit, in part based on the absence of personal jurisdiction. Jennifer's efforts to obtain a default judgment against Nicki Minaj does not warrant imposing sanctions. Pretty much telling her straight the fuck up. The fact that Jennifer sanctioned or filed a motion for default judgment because you decided to be irresponsible and not reply to this damn lawsuit in a timely manner does not warrant for you to sanction Jennifer or her lawyer. Like, that's not a reason. That's not a valuable reason. She had every right to put a default judgment up that ass. Feel me? Somebody get the killer out the fucking building. Ain't nobody here lying to kill it. Why don't you use that name on yourself? You know what? Let me take that back because I don't know how crazy you motherfuckers are, how dumb you are to fucking do something. Like, delusion. Take this motherfucker out of here. Jennifer ain't no liar, and we all know she ain't no liar, and you definitely not going to spin that false-ass narrative over here on our show because this is our show. We run the shit here, all right? So fuck you and them garblogs. Get the fuck out of here. So, go back to where you came from. This is court fucking documents, but you want to sit here and just disregard all these documents that we just read and say Jennifer's a lie, but not even the judge believes that. So fuck what you saying. Default judgment against Miraj does not warrant imposing sanctions, says the judge. Notably, the purported weakness of Jennifer's claims would have made the FAC relatively straightforward to dispose of at the motion to dismiss stage. More importantly, the court does not find that Jennifer was motivated by an improper purpose by refusing to withdraw her claims or the motion for default judgment against Nicki Minaj, even if the claims were weak. Notwithstanding Miraj's argument that plaintiff's motion for default judgment lacked merit, Jennifer arguably had at least some legal and factual support for the claims. Oh, this shit is amazing. I didn't even read. Most of this I'm reading for the first time with you guys, so I'm shocked as I go along. This is amazing stuff written here. You dig? So it's pretty much saying like, yo, even if Jennifer's claims were weak, and notwithstanding Mirage's argument that Jennifer's motion for default judgment was frivolous or lacked evidence, merit, Jennifer arguably had at least some legal and factual support for her claims. This is the court. This is the judge. This is was written on the docket. How fucking dare you sit here and say Jennifer's a fucking liar? Clock that fucking T, bozo. Clock that fucking T, bozo. Yeah. Oh, what up, sir? Prison pants. Good to see you. Now y'all know Nicki probably watching. Y'all know Nicki most likely watching, in my opinion. She definitely watching, in my opinion. All right, so shit. She want to know what the fuck we got to talk about regarding this update. A claim that fails as a matter of law is not necessarily lacking any basis at all. So they're pretty much saying that the claim for a default judgment failed because it did not meet legal requirements when it came to jurisdiction. It didn't fail because it was lacking merit or it was frivolous. And it's pretty much letting you know here that when a default judgment claim fails, that does not necessarily mean that it was lacking merit, which is why those sanctions that Nicki Minaj filed are going no fucking where. And this is what I've been trying to explain to the guard blogs. I didn't need this update. I didn't need this court update to know that these sanctions weren't going on anywhere. Was I a little bit concerned? Because I know how these, celebrities do, people with money and power. They kind of try to manipulate the system a little bit. They know people, in the system. They know other lawyers and other judges and shit they've worked with before. So they kind of get the upper hand in a lot of cases. But I knew that because I read and I informed myself and I seeked information, which is what I kept telling these guard blogs to do. Inform yourself, educate yourself. If you don't know something, educate yourself on it, right? So I read this before and I'm like, yo, she's filing a motion because Jennifer filed a fucking default judgment. No, she had every right to file the default judgment. You ain't answer the fucking court summons. You ain't answer the lawsuit in a timely manner. So I already knew. I kept saying from jumping default judgment, those sanctions ain't going nowhere, right? And here we are. Fast forward to now. The evidence is all here. So the plaintiff, Jennifer Huff argues that she had a genuine belief that Nicki Minaj was subject to this court's jurisdiction through Mirage's ownership of a residence and business located in New York. And this is what I was telling you earlier. Jennifer and her lawyer thought that Nicki Minaj did reside in New York as well as LA, Los Angeles, because there is a business and a real estate property in the name of Nicki Minaj that is in New York. But that house, I believe she's now saying that is her mother's house. So that's what got her out of the default judgment, right? However, when Jennifer Huff learned that the property in question was the residence of Nicki's mother, Jennifer withdrew the claims against Nicki Minaj. And that was the only reason she had no jurisdiction, because Nicki Minaj supposedly hasn't lived in New York for over 10 years. So Nicki Minaj further argues in favor of sanctions because of Blackburn's bad faith conduct during the 3-month period between the time Nicki's counsel Burstein filed his appearance on October 14th, 2021, and Jennifer Huff voluntarily dismissed the claims against Nicki Minaj on January 12th, 2022, which is a couple of months later. Probably like 3 or 4 months later, right? According to Nicki Minaj, Blackburn, Jennifer's lawyer, denied Nicki's reasonable request for an extension of time for her to respond to the FAC. Further, Nicki argues that Jennifer's lawyer used the request for an extension of time and plaintiff's refusal to garner media attention. Nicki cites an article from the Daily Beast Oh yeah, she hates the Daily Beast. They were one of the first people to report extensively on this story. Uh, she recites an article which quotes Jennifer's lawyer, Blackburn, however, concedes that standing alone, Blackburn's actions do not warrant sanctions, but rather they are probative of whether Blackburn was acting in good faith. In response, Blackburn argues that he was not required by law to extend any courtesies to the opposing side. So pretty much they were saying, well, listen, we try to work things out behind the scenes with Blackburn, and he wasn't cooperating. He wasn't trying to work, an extension of scheduling out or whatever the case is, an extended date out, because Blackburn was already tired of waiting for their response to this lawsuit. So he said, no, I'm not giving you an extension to respond. So that's what Nicki was using in defense, in order for the court to say, well, okay, we're going to grant you the sanctions because he wasn't trying to work with you and give you an extended date for you to respond to this lawsuit. No, the judge threw that shit out the window too. He said, fuck that. He don't need to fucking work with you when you clearly were being irresponsible and avoiding this fucking lawsuit because you were served. Right? We ain't stupid here, right? So while it may be a matter of professional courtesy, to consent to an extension of a deadline here, Blackburn's actions did not rise to the level of a sanctionable offense. Pretty much that's what the court is telling us. Just because Blackburn didn't give you an extension to fucking answer doesn't mean it warrants a sanction. He doesn't have to give you an extension. Now, it would be a professional courtesy, and of course, it would look good on his behalf if he gave you a sanction. Like, yo, he even tried to work with you guys, and you still did. But why should he have to? When we all tired of the games that Nicki Minaj and Kenneth Petty's been playing with this case this whole time. Why should he have to give you? He's not required by law to give you a sanction. It's courtesy, right? To give you an extension of a date for you to respond to the lawsuit. It's courtesy. It's common courtesy. It's professional courtesy. It's not an obligation. All right. So ultimately, the court, not Blackburn, decides whether to grant extension request. All right. So Blackburn could have granted the extension if he did, but then the court still has to decide if they want to grant that request. Nicki Minaj further points to alleged factual discrepancies in the FAC as evidence of bad faith, alleged gang affiliation, and claims that plaintiff had to change her residence and her telephone number. That's not alleged. Nicki, we all know you've been gang affiliated. You've put up the fucking signs and all that other shit. You've called yourself Red Ruby the Sleaze, Red Ruby the Sneeze, which is supposed to be a term for female blood. Come on, Nicki, stop playing. Cut it the fuck out. Just cut it the fuck out. All right. However, Jennifer Huff voluntarily dismissed the claims against Nicki Minaj shortly after the parties had completed briefing on the motion for default judgment. Right? Voluntary dismissal docket 46. Miraj's efforts, if any, to address those discrepancies did not unduly multiply these proceedings. Right? Nicki did not have to address those allegations in the motion to dismiss nor engage in any discovery in connection with those allegations. Nicki sets forth a series of allegations as evidence of Blackburn's bad faith. However, Nicki makes clear that she is not seeking sanctions based on those facts. All right? Nicki does not seek sanctions based upon the filing of the complaint and the amended complaint. Nicki does not contend that Mr. Blackburn, Jennifer's lawyer, should be sanctioned specifically for this conduct, referring to Blackburn's objection to Miraj's extension. So now Nicki Minaj is going ham on Blackburn's. This was back then. She was going ham on Blackburn's alleged bad faith by not giving her an extended date to respond to this lawsuit. And she's saying that that's not the only reason why she's seeking sanctions against Blackburn. All right. Then it says the court finds that Nicki has not met her burden to demonstrate by clear evidence that Jennifer's lawyer acted in bad faith. So the court is pretty much calling it bullshit. They saying, yo, you fucking lying, Nicki. Oh shit! They say you fucking lying. That's bullshit, Nicki. Yo, I told you the judge is gonna wake up and say this is just bullshit. This is bullshit. Prolonging like a motherfucker. Exactly, Jasmine. Jay Stort says Black Warthog and Crystal Meth Head quiet as fuck. Oh shit.
Finish her. Fatality. Flawless victory.
Ah. That shit took me out. That shit took me to. Yo, y'all is funny as fuck. I love my people. What up, K Pony official?
Fatality. Finish her.
Ah, yo, I love my people, man. I love my people. Y'all be having me dying even when I'm trying to be serious. Damn. Word, damn, I forgot about them hoes. Oh shit, Tatiana said, I forgot about them hoes. You people are dangerous. Yo, Midnight says you people are dangerous. Yeah. My people don't play, they dangerous, man. Don't my people snappy, yo. They cool, they lovable, but don't play with my peoples over here, man. We claps. We claps. Yeah, they yeah, man. Listen. All right, let's continue reading. The court finds that Mirage has not met her burden to demonstrate by clear evidence that Blackburn acted in bad faith. Pretty much. They telling you, plain and simple, Nicki got no proof. Whatever the fuck she trying to demonstrate is not sufficient. It does not suffice that Jennifer's lawyer acted in bad faith. So cut it the fuck out, Nicki. To multiply these proceedings unreasonably and vexatiously as required by Section 1927 during the 3-month period, Nicki had to defend against this action. The court denies Nicki's motion for sanctions against Blackburn in connection with plaintiff's motion for default judgment. Personal attacks on Burstein. Okay, so now they're saying that there was personal attacks on Nicki's lawyer Burstein. Nicki further asked the court to impose sanctions against Blackburn, Jennifer's lawyer, pursuant to his inherent power for this false and insulting claims about Nicki's lawyer Burstein's supposed sick obsession with and creepy cyber stalking of Jennifer's other lawyer's wife, Steve Gordon's wife. So Nicki Minaj is now saying that Jennifer's lawyer was falsely accusing her lawyer of being creepy and cyber stalking Jennifer's other lawyer's wife, Steve Gordon's wife. All right. So shit. Nicki don't know what else to make up in this fucking lawsuit. She's saying there was personal attacks on her lawyer when it's actually the other way around, right? It actually is Nicki's lawyer personally attacking Jennifer's lawyers, right? Nicki states in her motion that the only explanation for Blackburn's accusations was to embarrass and upset Nicki's lawyer, Judd Burstein. Hey, Burstein, what's poppin'? Hey, Burstein. Hope you watching the show and enjoying yourself. All right, the courts have the inherent power to police the conduct of attorneys as officers of the court and to sanction attorneys for the conduct not inherent to client representation, such as violations of court orders or other conduct which interferes with the court's power to manage its calendar and courtroom without a finding of bad faith. All right, so no, there was no bad faith here. All right, Tyrone did what he had to do, as he should, as a lawyer, as Jennifer's lawyer. All right, and there's no bad faith. There's no lack of merit. There's no frivolous lawsuit here. Right? Sanctions are inappropriate absent clear evidence that the challenged actions are entirely without color and are taken for reasons of harassment or delay or for other purposes that are improper. All right. Okay, as an initial matter, the parties do not argue that Blackburn and plaintiff violated a court order that would warrant sanctions. Thus, the court will analyze whether Blackburn has engaged in sanctionable conduct, not inherent to client representation. The offending conduct stems from a letter filed by Blackburn in which he states an example of Burstein's deplorable behavior stems from his sick obsession with his co-counsel, Mr. Gordon's wife. All right. So Mr. Burstein, Nicki Minaj's lawyer, went scrummaging through the comments section of a YouTube post in search of comments posted by Jennifer's other lawyer's wife. Not only was his act of cyberstalking Mrs. Gordon's creepy, but it was also weird and beneath the dignity of his profession. Oh yeah, Nicki Minaj's lawyer was allegedly stalking. I mean, the proof was there. He was stalking Jennifer's other lawyer's wife, Steve Gordon's wife, which is no longer in the case, which is, yeah, and he was in the case in the beginning. So in addition to the January 21st, 2022 letter, plaintiff Jennifer Huff and Nicki Minaj, through their attorneys, filed a series of letters in connection with a briefing schedule for Nicki's anticipated sanctions motion. The attorneys openly displayed their disdain for each other in those letters. Given the circumstances surrounding the filing of the parties' multiple letters, it cannot be said that these exchanges were completely without color. Although Blackburn's comments regarding Burstein's were likely inflammatory, in the same letter, Blackburn attempted to draw the court's attention to Burstein's alleged lack of collegiality. All right, so collegiality, he wasn't being a good colleague. You know what I'm saying? He had no collegiality. He was blackmailing. He was cyberstalking. He was harassing his co-counsel's wife. All right, and this is what Blackburn, Jennifer's lawyer, goes on to say in the letter. So he says, Mr. Burstein has not been willing to sort through the scheduling conflicts collegially. Ultimately, the court need not decide whether the purportedly offensive comments made by Blackburn in his January 21st, 2022 letter were inherent to client representation. All right? Representation, because Blackburn's conduct does not rise to the level of conduct that interferes with the court's power to manage its calendar and courtroom. All right. While the conduct displayed by Blackburn might be described as antagonistic, his alleged conduct does not compare to other attorney conduct that courts have found sanctionable. And then they go ahead and put examples of other court cases that did exactly what Jennifer's lawyer has done in this case and were not found sanctionable. So that's what they do. They compare other cases where the same conduct was provided and no sanctions were able to be filed. Attorney, it says, imposing sanctions on appellant and appellant's attorneys for making requests that were devoid of legal merit and filing letters that devolved into personal attacks on the court and the clerk of court, granting sanctions against plaintiff for repeated remarks during depositions that the defense counsel was a racist. And averring that defense counsel was a racist in an affidavit in support of plaintiff Jennifer Huff's opposition. Imposing sanctions of misrepresentations to the court demonstrating subjective bad faith. Awarding sanctions where pro se plaintiff had been repeatedly instructed that he may not make offensive statements about the defensive counsel. All right, so this is pretty much giving you the reasons where sanctions would be imposed or not. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much what that is. On the second hand, a court should discipline those who harass their opponents and waste the judicial resources by abusing the legal process. On the other hand, in our adversarial system, we expect a litigant and his or her attorney to pursue a claim zealously within the boundaries of law and ethical rules. It is in keeping with the high bar disfavoring an award of sanctions that this court denies Mirage's motion for sanctions against Blackburn. However, Blackburn should not take the denial of the motion for sanctions as in any way endorsing his behavior. Of course not. So that doesn't mean that the court is agreeing with any of the behaviors of the legal counsel. It's just saying we don't see where he broke the rules. We don't see where he should be, warranted a sanction for any of the things he said or did. No, this does not warrant a sanction. Right? But it doesn't mean that the court agrees with his behavior. Of course, the court is not going to agree with any, unprofessional behavior from either party. Um, but they don't agree. They don't think that he should be sanctioned either. They feel like he is in his professional standard of saying what he's saying or doing what he's doing. So, for the reasons set forth above, this court denies the motion for sanctions against Blackburn. So ordered and dated Brooklyn, New York, March 30th, 2023. James R. Cho, United States Magistrate Judge. Hey? Not racist. And this concludes the updated documents for Jennifer versus the Pettys. Right? The newest updated document in this case. Tatiana says, welcome to somebody new. OMO 2100 says, I'm so glad you're covering this. It's like no major blogs is speaking on this. Thank you. Thank you so much, OMO 2100. And I completely agree. And this is what I said in the beginning of the show. I haven't seen no major blog speaking on this, but let this had been the other way around, and Jennifer would have lost to these sanctions, and the judge would have approved these sanctions for Nicki Minaj. There would have been a shit show all over social media. Like every major news outlet would have been covering this. This is how you know how biased the news media outlets are, how, some of them are even paid out and bought out and shit. Because we're talking about a whole rape victim here. We're talking about a man who has murdered people, raped people, and this is not being talked about. And he's married to a superstar, one of the biggest female rappers of all time. One of, was, past tense, no longer is. Fucked up your legacy. You fucked up your whole legacy, baby girl. So yeah, no longer. They're not talking about it. But now that I covered it, I posted about it on my social media. I've seen a couple of people post about it, but there's no one really doing live shows on it. They'll post, little news articles or whatever. But Tatiana, thank you. Hotshot always brings the court documents, receipts over here, baby. Yeah, we stay with the receipts over here. And hopefully we'll have Jennifer speaking out or interviewing again soon. What up, pretty band one? What it do? What it do? Chit chat in the building. I seen chit chat somewhere when I was reading the documents. Shout out to chit chat. If you still want to come up here, I'm gonna drop the link. Chit chat. This is for chit chat. Jennifer. And yeah, chit chat or Jennifer if they want to come up here. Otherwise, we're gonna close up. But I just wanted you guys to read the court documents for yourselves. See what's going on. See how the judge is playing this out. Check the temperature of the fucking whole case, because there's a lot of misleading blogs posting different things. People is lying and shit. They just making shit up as we go, right? So I wanted you guys to see for yourself the real deal, how the things are being worded, how the judge is viewing this whole case. And he pretty much is calling it. He's just calling Nicki's sanctions bullshit, pretty much in a professional way. What up, Janet? Wait, who was it that somebody wanted to come up? But yeah, he's pretty much in a professional way saying, "You full of shit, Nicki. You don't got no grounds to sanction Jennifer's lawyer." What up, Levon Hardy? What's going on, bro? Yeah, you got here late. We already went through the we went through the court documents, but hit that replay game button. You dig? Replay game. He's calling it bullshit. He's like, yo, I don't know what the fuck you talking about, nigga, but you ain't got no grounds to put a sanction on these people. Tatiana says, Hotshot, did the judge grant him the extra time? No, I don't think he did. They're supposed to well, wait, no. Did he grant him the extra time? I think they're supposed to show up on the 14th or some shit, or the 20 something. No, yeah, no, yeah. I think he gave them. They gave them to the 20 something. I got to go back on that. I got to go back on that last update to see. But whether he gave him more time or not is like another extra week or two. But that's probably the last chance he's getting, because now, fast forward to now, where we at, you know, we're at the point where either they go to trial or they settle, and the judge has already advised Kenneth Petty and Nicki Minaj to settle with Jennifer. Now, if they don't settle, which could be a big possibility that they take it to trial because they love prolonging it and then, playing hardball, then that's just what's going to happen. They're going to take it to trial, and they're going to present all the evidence, which is what the judge warned the Pettys about. Listen, I don't think you guys want all this evidence to be out here in the public light. All right, so I suggest you make a settlement behind the scenes. What up, Jennifer Huff in the building, baby? Yes, we have Jennifer Huff in the building, the woman we are currently speaking on. What up, Queena? You dig? So, yeah, the 14th, right? Yep, the 14th. Don't let up on them. Oh yeah, my foot is on the gas. All right, my foot is not coming off the gas. We speed racing, baby. Uh, so pretty much that's where we at now. Fast forward to now. Thank God these sanctions, because God is great all the time. All the time, God is great. These sanctions are out the window. They no longer sticking. They no longer in question. Thank you, all my prayer warriors in the building. Thank you, all the people that's been praying for myself, for Jennifer's safety, for this whole case, for just positivity in our lives. And we couldn't have done it without you. This is the power of prayer. We're now here, fast forward to where these sanctions are being thrown out the motherfucking window, baby. And guess what? Yeah, God is great. And now we're moving forward to whether this case is going to trial or not. And we shall find something out within the next 2 or 3 weeks. We shall find something out within the next 2 or 3 weeks, because it's been long overdue. So the ball is in Kenneth and Nicki's court. They will be deciding if they want to settle with Jennifer or if they want to take it to trial. Jennifer is ready for whatever. She want to go to trial. I love you too, Jennifer. She want to go to trial. She been ready. What up, Kaz in the building? Mr. Chad Turner in the building. My Twitter peoples is here. My Instagram peoples is here. My YouTube peoples is here. Alexis Stroud says, yes, I am so glad for Jen. All right. Aren't we all? It's been a long time coming. It's been a long time coming. Yo, Press Queen in the building.
Get over here!
That's the sis right there. Good to see you, sis. I'm glad you in the building. What should we play for our outro, man? What should we play? Because we about to wrap up. I got to go to work. Yeah, I can't believe this shit. Can't believe this shit. Man, listen, I kept telling these bar blogs, listen, I'm fucking with them. Where them sanctions at? Night Rider in the building. Where them sanctions at? Where them sanctions at? Oh, man, it's crickets. 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 Where the bar blogs? Crickets. Crickets. Oh, I never got justice. We not stopping. Oh, that's a fact. We not stopping. We not stopping. We not stopping. Yeah, we ain't stopping. All right. With that being said, what we leaving this with? What we leaving this show with? What we closing out with? What's the outro music for this show today? Much love and peace and power to all of you guys, man. Like I always say, the credit, all glory to God. Credit goes to you guys and God. You know what I'm saying? You guys, prayer warriors. You guys are praying hard for years, for a couple of years now. And that's pretty much the power of prayer. You know what I'm saying? These people, these bar blogs, they could have all the following, the biggest followings, or whatever the case is. They could have, the biggest. They got it so easy where they could spin any lie and make that shit go viral, and the lie will stick because of the big followings. But we're a smaller platform over here, but we're a mighty, powerful platform, and we pack a powerful punch, you dig? Happy birthday, Alexis. Happy birthday. We pack a powerful punch and a powerful bite. All right. There's pounds of pressure on this bite, you dig? So we did it. We did it. We made it happen. All right. Shout out to everybody else that contributed and, collabed with us on this journey. All right. So with that being said, what's the outro? Somebody give me an outro. That trail is going to show everything, and I'm here for it. Oh, I'm here for it too. I love you all. Justice for Jennifer. Hashtag we stand with Jennifer. Hashtag Jennifer never lied. Hashtag surviving the motherfucking petties, baby. Thank you so much, Todd.